We are at the Butterfield hiking trail in Devil's Den, Arkansas. It's June 19th, 2020, and we're getting ready to start. We're doing it from the actual trailhead, and we will be doing it clockwise. It's Friday, and we should be back on Sunday. Get our pack on, and we'll be underway. It's 5 o'clock on June 19th, 2020, and we're starting the trail. First up is the suspension bridge. The first mile of this trail will be pretty easy. We've actually walked it before, so it's all good. This particular trail is the blue blaze. That's the one we're following. The orange blaze is for the lake. I think it's called Lakeside Trail or something. Lakeshore Trail. It shares this section. So we just realized that we've left our trekking poles at home, which is awesome. It's gonna be hopefully that's the worst mistake we make this weekend. Oh well, we'll deal. So I just spotted a family of geese coming down the river. It's like maybe 2 families, who knows? Geese crossing. One of the cool things about this park is, the Devil's Den Park, is these cool little bridges they make. They got a kind of a old-timey feel to them, except for the graffiti. This is the site of the original Lee Creek Bridge. That's not here anymore, of course. It's pretty much destroyed, replaced by the new fancy one. I don't know if you can see because of the sun. Right now we're walking on part of the road in the park. This ends at a loop. There's a couple trailheads at the bottom and some campgrounds. We're gonna veer off to the right, I believe, and then will be our first water crossing of Lee Creek. So that's coming up. So at the end of this loop, there's a blue blaze by the sign, and it tells you to go this way. And this is gonna go to our water crossing. There's another blue blaze. So we're definitely on the right track, and I see water, so getting ready to get our feet wet for the first time on this trip. Pretty nice trail so far. Looks like I might not have to even put my water shoes on. That'd be nice. So we decided to go ahead and fill up our dirty bags with water since we're not sure when the next time we'll hit water is. This is our first attempt, so we're gonna take our bags off, fill up our dirty bags with water, and then go across the trail right there. So here we go. And we're off again. We've done just barely over a mile to the creek crossing, and now we're gonna keep on going. We need to try to get as many miles as we can today before dark to make our Father's Day Sunday a short day so I can see my kids. This part of the trail is really wild. It's just big rock, just like flat rock that angles upward. And we had a second of confusion because we weren't sure. There was no markings, so we just picked the middle, stayed on the biggest part of this big flat rocky, I'd say flat, it's actually just kind of smoothish, and it looks like we did all right. I see a mile marker, which it's a little bit off compared to where we parked, but that says 1 mile. We found a sign. It's directions. Looks like we just keep going straight because we're on the Butterfield hiking trail. So we're just gonna keep going. It looks like it gets a little bit more rugged, which that's all right. So far the trail's been very, very well maintained. It's wide and see a blue blaze. And haven't had to squirrel through any bushes or anything. So this is a nice change compared to the BRT 2 weeks ago, last trip. Felt like we bushwhacked that whole trail. This is quite nice. What do you think, babe?
Yeah, definitely much better.
So if we would have taken that turn, that right turn at that last sign, it said hike in camping, and they've got, you can see there's a red tent setting up right there. And I guess there's an area for campers that want to just hike a short ways, and I'm going to say it's probably a quarter of a mile from where they parked, I'm guessing. Pretty cool. We might have to try that with Olivia sometimes and get her on a short one, because the BRT kind of wore her out on long ones. Anyhow, back to the trail. And we found our first signs of elevational change. We're going uphill finally. We like the flat land, but we knew it was inevitable. This trail's got a moderate to difficult rating just because of the elevational changes and the extremely rocky terrain. So far it's spoiling us. Looks like we come across some kind of fork in the road. Looks like we're going to go off to the right. It says it's some kind of home site, Mannon home site. I don't remember hearing anything about this, and I don't see any ruins. It's part of another trail. What's that thing say? FF and LC. There's another one in the blue blaze. Okay, we're coming across our second mile marker, and it's about 5 minutes till 6, so we did the first two in an hour, basically, just under. And we're starting to get into the cool rock formations. It's been pretty rocky so far and uphill, similar to what we're seeing right here. But that last little section kind of mellowed out, got a little flatter, gave us a breather, but it looks like it's going right back up into the very rocky uphill action. And here we go. All right, 6:20 p.m. and we're at about, I'm gonna say 2.5 miles in. It's really beautiful right now. The sun, we're in enough trees that the sun's kind of getting shaded out. The pathway is evened out, leveled out a little bit, so it's easier hiking, and we've actually finding small amounts of downhills, which are pretty welcome at this point. I'm also noticing that the 3.5 to 4 pounds of weight I shed on my pack has really made a difference. It's amazing how 3 pounds can add that much stress to your body, but it does. And I'm happy about my pack weight right now. It feels really good. All right, well, we've been on an uphill climb. I can hear Holt Road in the distance. We've went about 3.25 miles. We haven't seen the number 3 mile marker yet. From everything I've seen, the mile markers are pretty off, so we either are gonna encounter it soon, or it's back there under a tree that had fell. We had to go around a tree that fell. So it could have been there, or we just haven't came across it yet and it's off, but we've went 3.21 miles, and right now we're just taking a quick break, getting a drink, and Angela's checking the map. There's obviously Holt Road right up here in the distance, so we're getting close to our ascent to Mount Olive, which would be really nice to take care of tonight before the dark. We really want to hit Quail Valley before we can't to camp at, but it's 5 miles, so we're not sure we can get that. But right now it seems like we're hauling ass, we're doing good, so I can see us getting there with plenty of time to pitch our camp. So that's what we're looking at. Anything to say, babe?
It looks like after we go over the road, then we'll have maybe a quarter, a little less than quarter of a mile going straight up, and then we'll go over the top of Mount Olive, and then it's all downhill into Quail. So I bet we can do it.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
I like that. I like those odds. We'll check back in a minute. Stay tuned. Okay, we're at Holt Road. We're going to take a quick break with the packs off, rehydrate, and then hit Mount Olive.
It does me.
Looks like we did 3 3/4 miles. Right now we're at the road, Holt Road, and let's see that map, babe. Where are we at? Hold on, I got it there.
We're on the other side of this black dotted line.
Okay, that's the boundary for the state parks. We're getting ready to go into federal.
Oops, sorry.
It's okay. And then say what you just said.
Okay, so then we're gonna go across the road and then go up. We've got a little bit of elevation here, go across Mount Olive, and then it's all downhill down to Quail Valley, which is right here.
So right before mile marker 5, we should camp.
Yep, that's gonna be a good one for today.
Awesome. Okay, it's 12 after 7, and we're back on our quest to find Quail Valley camping. Pretty awesome. We are officially in the Ozark National Forest. We've got our permit on our car, so we're good to go. Now it's just a matter of finding the blue blaze and keep on keeping on. Should get there with no problem. We got about an hour and a half of sunlight left to do about a mile and a quarter. So I think we got this. What do you think, babe?
I definitely think we got this.
All right.
Much better than last time.
Yes. Doing the uphill to get to Mount Olive right now. I'm glad we took that break down but the road, because this has been uphill for a minute and lots of big rocks to navigate. It's rockier than most of the trail that we've been on. So you got to really be paying attention and not dragging your feet. Okay, well here's our mile 4 sign, which is crazy because according to the GPS we're at like over 4.6, so I don't know. Hopefully that doesn't mean Quail Valley is like another mile from here, because we're less than half a mile from mile 5. So we're officially beyond 5 miles, and I'm guessing the map is aligned with the mile markers on the trail, which are off. Every video that I watched before now said that their GPSs didn't line up with the mile markers, so it's anyone's guess how far away we're gonna have to walk to get to the Quail Valley Trail camp, but that's where we're heading. We got it's almost 8 o'clock, so we have a little over half an hour of light. So we're just kind of racing the light, but not racing fast because the trail is rough and rocky. And we're both a little tired, so we're just trying to be careful and keep a steady pace. Good thing is we got shade. The sun is a non-factor. And we got a sign coming up. Well, no horses. And we've still got blue blazes, so we're on the right track. Next stop, Quail Valley, hopefully. So we're coming down some kind of like crazy ass washout. It's a little on the sketchy side, and it crosses over what looks to be maybe a seasonal runoff, maybe. It's pretty awesome looking. Definitely has had water in it at one time. Pretty awesome. That's what we just climbed down. So we're coming down another rocky descent. We passed a campsite up there, but we decided to keep going 'cause I think there's better ones. I'm kind of gambling because we've got less than a half an hour to find what we need, but we'll find it. I feel pretty confident. It's a pretty neat little area. The first cool thing. The trail goes up there, but I have got to go over there and see what's going on with this. This is extremely cool. Man. Holy crap, this is badass. There's a fire ring in here. Very, very cool. I have no clue. There's a blaze right up there, so this is the way we have to go. It's a top view of that place I was just at. You can see where there's a huge boulder broke off right there and fell in there. Imagine how awesome it would have been before that thing broke. Damn, that's badass. It would appear that the gamble paid off. We found the good spot. And we're so very happy about that. I might even try to get a little fire going, I don't know. Got a little table. Right now we need to pitch tents. Look at that big rock over there. Jeez. Big rock broke right there. Okay, we got our tarps up. They're really hard to see. Unfortunately, let me get a flashlight.
Water's probably boiling.
If it does, turn it off for me. Okay, we're finally getting around to cooking. It's like 9:20 at night. We got our hammocks deployed. We ran them right next to each other because it's probably the best place we got is between these two trees. And we pulled our flaps to make a common area to where we can talk to each other. I'm using my new Aero equipment underquilt, and I've got a little footprint I made out of a tarp. She's got hers, but she hasn't put it down yet. And I got a little lantern in here to make it to where we can see. And it's a pretty neat little spot. But unfortunately, we're not going to enjoy much of it because we're going to eat and then go to sleep. So I'll give you the rundown later.
Maybe.
So it's the end of the first night, and we're getting ready to call it a night. Angela's got a little tweaking to do on her tarp to get more airflow, and I'm already in, and I'm going to cash out here in a minute. We did 5.95 miles, so roughly 6 miles on a 15-mile hike, so we're doing good. We're set for a short day on Sunday, which is what I want since it's Father's Day, and I want to see the girls. So anyhow, this is Jimbo and Angela, and we're signing out. See you tomorrow. It's morning day 2. We're making coffee. Angela's eating her oatmeal. Pretty good night, no condensation on our tarps. Tarps are already put away. All we're gonna do is drink some coffee and eat a bite and get back on the trail. 7:47 and we're back on the trail. Drank coffee, ate breakfast, packed up, loaded trash, and we are on our way out of here. We're pretty much very low on water at this point. So the next water source we find, we're gonna have to pick up some water. We still got enough. We got probably about a third of a liter each, but that's not really that much, especially if it gets hot today. So we'll be looking for water, basically. We just passed 7 miles on the GPS. We've been following a trail that kind of follows the base of a rocky, like the bottom of a valley, I guess you'd call it, just rocky drop off. It's like we're in a valley. We have been doing some slight downhills and slight uphills. For the most part, it's pretty easy going. It's a little overgrown, but it's nothing horrible. We're just trudging on, looking for that water. Found a mile marker. It says mile 6. According to this, we're 7 1/4. So these things are definitely off, just like everybody on YouTube says. So we made a detour. We came to a pot on the trail. The trail's right there. We came from away from the water, but we saw that this trail, where we turned, it was supposed to turn away from the water, and we need water in a bad way. So we made a detour. We both agreed that we needed water. So we came down here. I don't know. What do you think, about 150 feet or something? Yeah. 200 feet? Probably. Under 100 yards, probably. We found this campground. So we're making use of it. We're going to take a quick break, maybe an extended break, and fill up our water, camel up, get full of water, and then we'll be back on it. I didn't check the time. I'll check in before we leave though. Okay, we took a quick break, ate some jerky and I had some almonds. Got hydrated up. All of our water bottles are full now, so we should be able to make it again. After consulting the map, we realized that we're at Rock Hole Camp, which is pretty cool because we just inadvertently went there, which is a cool way to find something. Right now I'm at the creek and I am gonna dip my bandana. It's starting to smell a little bit like sweat, and I'm gonna put it around my neck, cool me off. There's a bunch of sunfish, like red and different colors, green. It's a pretty neat little place. We just found another campsite next to the creek. After Angela consulted the map, she realized it's called Mill Creek. It looks like a pretty nice one. Big fire pit, chairs, even a stash of wood for the next people. There's camp spot number 3 for this little area along Mill Creek. Looks like it's got like a little table and 3 different chairs around the rock pit. Pretty cool. We're coming across mile marker 7 now. And I'm going to compare it to what my GPS says. That says 7. That says 8 1/4. Crazy. Okay, we just hit mile marker 8. And according to the GPS, we are 9.3. So 1.3 off. I'm curious on if the map says 8:15 and it's actually going to be 16 or 17, or if at some point these are going to get closer to realistic. It's the question we both have right now. Okay, mile marker 9, and whoops, 9.91. So they gained, that was only like, I can't do the math, like 0.8 miles. So they got closer because it was 1.3 miles off, and now it's only 0.9 off. So that's 0.4. So that's good. Maybe by the end of this, we'll be back on track.
I think it's a 1/4 mile to the camp.
So it should be about a 1/4 mile to the camp is what Angela's saying.
Yeah.
She navigates from the rear. Okay. This is the way to Junction Camp is to the left, and we are going to go that way. According to the original map, it was about 9 1/4. According to mine, it's 10 3/4. So we're gonna go to the left, and it's time to take a big long break and rest our feet. So let's go this way. What do you say, babe? Right down this trail should be a water source and a bunch of cool camp spots to take a badass break. So we're at Junction Camp, and man, that was a big time descent. Very rocky, almost not worth it, because now we know we have to go like a 1/2 mile, 3/4 miles back up that, and I am not looking forward to it. We just passed one good campsite, but I saw these tall back chairs up here and thought that looked enticing, so that's where we're gonna stop for maybe a couple hours. Here comes somebody. So this is where all the quad people are. That's why you don't want to camp here, because these guys run all night long. We heard them last night, but they're so far away they didn't really bother us. There's 4 quads, a bunch of really loud people. It's kind of what we're trying to get away from, but we have to share the park together. It's a national park and it's legal, so can't do much about it. I'm trying to find access to the water right now so I can dip my bandana. All right, it's 1 o'clock. We're done with our lunch break of about 2 hours. Now we're getting ready to go back up this crazy ass hill to where Junction Camp turns off of the main trail. So we got about a 1/2 mile of uphill rugged trail. Here goes. So we just passed the junction. Now we're back on the trail. going to be uphill for about, Angela seems to think about 3/4 of a mile. And at some point we should find the Butterfall or the Butterfield waterfall. So that'd be nice. Until then, it's just a slow go, steady steps, and one foot in front of the other. Another example of the rocky terrain. Crazy big boulders everywhere, and you just really got to watch your feet and how you walk. It's a switchback and stairmaster. I think we're getting close to the Butterfield Falls. There's a huge cliff, like a drop off. Not huge, it's probably like 30 feet. It gets bigger as you go to the left. The falls are right over there somewhere. This neat little break area. Kind of wild. Okay, this is called the Waterfall. I don't actually see any water. See a little bit of drippage right there, but I don't know if it's the wrong time of year or maybe we'll see it when we get to the top. But I'm thinking maybe it's dry, but this is probably the hardest part of the trails. You got to climb that.
Oh man, I wish we would have brought a trekking pole.
Yeah, trekking poles would be fucking golden right now, but it is what it is.
It's rock climbing.
I'm not gonna be able to video this, so just imagine, just use your imagination. So my guess is this is the waterfall. It's kind of awesome that we made short work of it. It really looks worse than it is, but it is intimidating when you first look at it.
There's quite a bit of water right here.
Yeah, if we had to, we can filter it, but I think we're good.
We'll have one more spot to get it.
I think the trail's behind you, isn't it?
Well, I can't tell. It kind of looks like you go
There's a
that
blaze
way.
on that tree right there.
Where?
Right there.
Oh, okay.
Do you see a trail that way?
Yeah.
It's 2 p.m. and we just came across our mile 10 marker. A lot of down trees in this area. We're gonna consult the map.
I don't see where that spring is on here. Oh, it's after this.
Oh, it is?
I think. Hang on. Yeah, it's after.
Cool.
Sweet.
Mile 11. Looks like we're still got about 4 miles to go. I'm feeling pretty good about it. It's like a little bit before 3 right now. We just hit the mile marker 11 on the trail. We've actually done about well over 6 miles. I'm not sure. I can't actually remember right now. But we've talked and we think that the next campsite we come across, if it's got hanging poles or hanging trees, then we're going to claim them. We're both getting tired and there's a chance for thunderstorms, so we would like to get there early enough to set up for storms, chill out the rest of the day, and we still have, with 4 more miles on the map to do, we still have a pretty short day for tomorrow, and I can get home, see the kids, and be a good day. This has been a great trip overall. Earlier we went through a bunch of wildflowers, like purpley coneflowers and some black-eyed Susans, and there was a bunch of cool butterflies. I didn't take video, but I got some good pictures of them. Hopefully I'll throw it in the video for you guys. Pretty awesome. Got anything to add?
No.
Okay. Okay, so this campsite is less than perfect for hammocking. There's a fire pit, and then there's trees over there that one of us can hang from, and there's trees over here behind me. I don't really feel comfortable being that far apart from each other in the middle of the night. I don't think anything will happen, but I like the idea of us being close together. Maybe I'm a romantic, I don't know. That, coupled with the fact that it's like a 50% chance for storms tonight and tomorrow, has got us thinking that we're just going to try to power on. If we're where we think we are, we've got 3.5 miles to the trailhead, to the car basically, and we have about 5 hours of daylight. So we're gonna roll the dice, and if nothing else, maybe we've come across a better camp spot. So I think right now she's gonna finish eating. I've already ate a bite, and then we're gonna hit the trail. See you soon.
Die running.
Okay, it's 3:03. We just got back on the trail. Right now we have about 5.5 hours actually, because 8:30 to 8:40 is sunset. So we're both feeling pretty good about this, confident. The one thing that our main concern is there's a big downhill. When you're coming into the Devil's Den Park, there's gonna be a big downhill, and if it's really rocky, it might be pretty tricky, but we got this. We feel confident, and we're on the move. It's like a mile marker sign. Number 12. That means 3 to go. We're looking good. Rain's starting to pick up. It's been sprinkling since about noon, maybe 1, but now it's a heavier sprinkle. It comes and goes, so it definitely gives us more of an urgency. Uh-oh, here's a sign that's down. Heavy sprinkles turn into a light rain. It was just moments ago I told you that it was a heavy sprinkle. Well, Mother Nature's turning it up, trying to see if we can get this done under a little adversity. I like a challenge. Okay, well, this is a good sign. That is a state park boundary. That means we're back, as soon as we cross that, we're back at the Devil's Den. And that means the end is near, and we are both ready. We're at mile 13, we're gonna take a break. To the left, according to my navigator Angela, that means it's going to be a downhill, about a mile downhill. Hopefully not super rough, because we're both pretty worn out right now. This is the longest we've done a hike, at least together. I know it's the longest one I've ever done at one time. We're going to be pushing double digits here pretty quick. So the rock right now, we're definitely going downhill, pretty decent rate, but luckily the rock is all flat and semi broke up to where really footing isn't too much of an issue. So we got rerouted, followed the Blue Diamonds across the river. We came into the park, the camping part of the park, and then there was blue blazes for the first part of the loop, and then they just disappeared. So now we're following red blazes because I know that's the lake trail, and I've been on it. It'll take us back to the suspension. So basically we got screwed out of the very end of this trail. So we should have been on the other side of the river, and then came down by the cabins and came right back. So I'm kind of disappointed. It sucks. So we pretty much did the big crazy loop. We're back at the suspension bridge, and once we get across there, my car's at the other end. We'll go tag the sign and call it a day. It is 5 o'clock on Saturday. It's almost exactly 24 hours later. I feel really happy about what we did. Angela's in pain. She's got blisters on her feet. I'm sore. My hips are sore, and I got one knee that feels like it's half blown out. But well worth it. Sucks we didn't finish the trail on the trail, but what can you do? I'm gonna give you the final stats here in a second. We did it. 24 hours, almost to the minute.
Oh my God.
And we are getting ready to tap out victors. There's the blue blaze right there taunting me. Here it comes. Boom. What do you think, babe? Are you happy that we're done?
Yes. Very.
It's time to get something to eat, isn't it?
Yes.
Let's get some clean clothes on.
Okay.
According to the GPS, we did 16.7 miles in 24 hours, which is pretty phenomenal for us being at where we are as far as beginners. I want to say that yesterday we were at about 6 miles, so that means we did just under 11, like 10.7 miles today to get home, to storm it through, and I'm super stoked. And it's so ridiculous because since we've been off the trail, it has not rained a lick. I guess that's the way it goes. Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed our video, and if you liked it, hit that like button, man. If you push like, when I see those likes, I know that this is worth it. If I never get likes, then I'm at some point just gonna not think it's worth it. But I do enjoy making these videos. And if you have a comment, I'd love to hear a comment. If you know what's going on with the weird, wacky, weird ending to this, it's the way we got kind of tricked into going across the creek because of the blue blazes, then I would like to know what's going on with that. But anyhow, we had a good time. Now we got one day off tomorrow, so thanks for enjoying. Keep the good hike going.